Okay,
Am I on
good.
hold?
Yeah.
I'm holding for Knox.
All right, here we go. Here goes. Everybody, it begins in 3, 2, 1.
I'm impressed with its movement, but its nicotine addiction is unrivaled.
It is over.
This is the morning stream. Conan the Barbarian.
I don't remember the context of that. It must have been
I don't either.
like a film sack thing where we did Conan or something. And
We did do Conan the Barbarian, but I don't remember. He must have just recorded that as a throwaway thing while he was recording the intro for Conan the Barbarian.
possibly. Because what I'll do sometimes, I'll go find Ancient Fletchers and I'll put "You're listening to the morning stream" on the end of it, but it's really some other thing he said. So that's probably what that is. But wow, what a treasure. I mean, listen to that.
Ancient Fletchers just seems like something that we need to dwell on for a second.
He's
just the
also
phrase Ancient Fletchers.
The Ancient Fletchers.
Conan the Barbarian.
He actually has a singing voice. You don't hear him very often.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
There was a brief moment where I thought that Puddle's Pity Party, the guy, the 6 foot tall, 6'5" tall guy that dresses all in Pagliacci makeup.
Yeah.
I thought for like a very split second that could have been Scott Fletcher, and he's been punking us this whole time.
That would have been
got a very similar voice.
Would have been incredible. He's like, "Oh, you guys have been so busy with my business and work and stuff. I haven't been able to read liners for Film Sack." But really, he was busy fronting a band as a clown.
Exactly, and showing up on postmodern jukebox songs and his own YouTube pity parties and stuff like that. I think maybe longer than just a split second. I'm thinking that maybe there's longer.
Maybe a full second. Maybe not just a split one.
Second.
I assume split always means half, right? Half a second.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. Because you split it, right?
Normal, you split, right? Let's split a cab. All right, let's cut that cab right in half.
Yeah, right in half.
Down the middle, you take half of it home, and I'll take half of it home.
Yep.
But a log splitter doesn't always cut exactly in half.
No, in fact, well, I'm sure mathematically speaking, they rarely split them right in half, right?
Well, yeah, geez. I mean, if we're going to get granular.
If you want to get super granular.
But split usually means half, but it doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be.
It just means divided.
Right. Could also be a Shyamalama Ding Dong movie called Split.
Split.
Which definitely was not in half.
Where the turds float.
Float in the split. All right. I got a thing.
Yes.
The heat is back. We got a little motor yesterday. And here's the big bummer, though. There's 2 parts coming. The motor and the harness that it goes in. And then this little piece.
Yes.
This little piece that's, I don't even know what the piece is for. Steve would have to tell you because he's the genius. But some kind of piece that goes with this thing. And they both arrived while I was doing a show. And they were all in there working on it, so I didn't even know. I just suddenly heard the heaters go brrr, and the house got warm again, and it was amazing. However, the little piece that it came with was just shattered on delivery, just ruined, broken, gone. Couldn't use it, still can't use it. We're getting by because the piece that's in the thing, while old, is that one part is holding together okay, but still needs to be replaced. So we're going to get a replacement. But after all that waiting and all that rigmarole, that thing was shattered in there. Freaking shattered.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Is it something that's supposed to, like, through just normal use, is supposed to get that crusty and broken? Or what's the deal?
No. This is a brand new one in the box. The one they shipped to me. They shipped it in the box, and I opened the box and went, oh, here's the harness, and it's fine. Here's the other part, and it's just in pieces. So
did you go, what's in the box?
I said, what are they? And Kim went, there are pieces in there. So we called the people and said, dude, what are you doing? And it's a third-party Amazon seller, so it's not Amazon directly. Yeah. So that's a different process, Brian. You got to go through different hoops to get things taken care of.
Right.
Lame.
Yeah, can't get the Amazon folks on that one. Can't get the Amazon execs.
No.
Got to go through.
Got to go through Bastard McGee and his.
Well, good. Well, you look warmer.
I feel warmer. I feel loose, and I don't have to wear 3 layers of stuff. And that heater over there can just sit there idle, and looking at me, going, "Why don't you like me anymore?" And I don't have to worry about it. The only mistake we made is we turned it up a little too. We forgot to do the schedule so that it's cooler at night and warmer in the morning.
Sure.
So it was a little hot sleeping last night because we're not used to that. Too many blankets, too much feather bed stuff. So that was kind of a bummer. I was a little sweaty, didn't sleep great, but we'll fix that tonight. But yeah, all is well in the heating department. I'm sure this is the most pressing issue on most people's minds today is how Scott's heating was doing.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's no other global concerns that we need to be worried about.
Nope, nothing.
Like, our long and national nightmare of Scott's heat.
Yeah,
finally.
I can
resolved.
see clearly now the rain is gone. Let's all sing that together. All right. Hey, it's the morning stream with Scott and Brian, by the way. It's me and you.
I'm going to interrupt right now and give a shout out. There's someone who's in the chat room, someone I met in Chicago while we were out there.
Yeah.
Stephanie and Kyle, who are freaking awesome. Now, they sent me this letter, this card, this perfectly, this is like the best handwriting card you're ever going to see.
Wow, that's a lot of text too. Jeez. And
a lot of Spider-Man stickers on the envelope because they know I'm a big Spider-Man fan.
Plus Stephanie's a big fan, right? And you guys share their...
Plus Stephanie is we share a common love of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And because of that, she also sent me this. I'm going to step out of frame. I'm going to step away from the mic for a second to breathe. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. Chocolate rain. I'll sing while he does it. All right. He's over there. He's getting a thing. He's leaning over. I'm going to give you a play-by-play here for the audio folks. I can see Brian's butt. Let's see. Okay, now he's got... Oh, geez, Louisa.
Scott.
All right. Mm-hmm.
I can now do whatever a spider can.
Dude, that's awesome. Look at that.
Look at this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how cool is this?
It doesn't muffle you at all. Can you see fine out of it?
I can see fine. Yeah, these are like hard lenses.
Yeah.
Tony Stark made these. These are hard, hard plastic.
Yeah. Do they move?
Lenses.
Do they contract and retract as you make expressions or no?
Yes, but very, very slowly. Actually, almost imperceptible to the human eye.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's amazing. Look at those.
Yeah, no, this is super rad. It fits totally. Yeah. So Stephanie handmade this.
What?
She actually makes. Yeah, this is like a handmade Spider-Man mask because she makes really cool costumes and she does. She's the one who does the mermaid stuff, the mermaid tails.
Oh, right. That's right. We've talked about that. The mermaid stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think I could ride my bike in this, although boy, am I tempted.
You might get stopped. Somebody's going to stop you.
But I think I could go grocery shopping with this.
You could, and I'm here for it if you do. I would love to see how that goes. You should go shopping in it.
I should, yes.
Yeah.
So Stephanie says that she made the lenses. The mask was provided to her because she's too lazy to sew. How do you make these lenses? These are amazing because they don't look 3D printed.
Also, how are you seeing? How are they? Are they just one way? How are you seeing out, but I can't see in? How's that working?
They're one way, Scott.
Really?
It's a secret Spider-Man technology, unstable molecules.
Right.
Stark technology.
Anti-anti.
All right, I'm gonna take this off because I'm getting muffled.
Yeah, you'll get. Oh no, we revealed this. Revealed it.
The whole show like this.
Just do it halfway.
Like
now,
I'm about to kiss Kristen.
Yeah,
Dunst.
hang upside down. Then you got to kiss Kristen Dunst like the Snaggletooth. That's amazing. So all you do is call Tina and say, Tina, I need to hang upside down. Come kiss me.
I know, exactly. I'm afraid if I do it with this drop ceiling, the whole thing will come down. So I'm gonna have to do a whole rig.
Yeah.
Set up a whole rig so that I can kiss Tina upside down. But no, this is the super. I mean, you know my love of Spider-Man knows no bounds. I've got a Spider-Man fidget spinner or fidget cube in front of me, for Pete's sake.
Yeah, everything's Spider-Man with you.
Everything's Spider-Man in this room.
You used to have on your headphones. You had a little Spider-Man crawling up the cord.
Still do.
Still do.
There.
Nope, there he is. See. Yep. And if I look back there, I see a lot of Marvel stuff, but I also see a fair amount of Spider-Man stuff.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Black suit, red suit. Hey Stephanie, do you have sum-sums? Do you have Spider-Man sum-sums? If not, I might have to hook you up.
Yeah, he's got all the sum-sums you need. He has
all the sum-sums you need, and even more that you don't.
Yeah, he has the total sum of sum-sums.
Yes,
all right,
J.K. Grammer is right on the spot. Spider-Man and MODOK are my two favorites. So
MODOK, really? I don't know if I've heard you say
MODOK.
that.
MODOK because he's just the goofiest looking thing. He's just
worst.
like giant head with little arms sticking out and legs sticking out the bottom, and
he's really fun to draw. I can say that. I did that one year for our cards, and Oh, that's coming
Yes.
up in May. Are we doing that? I should ask Dave if we're
yeah.
doing that. I don't know if I'm doing that. Am I doing that?
You got to be doing that.
It's expensive. It's free and expensive. Yeah.
It's free and expensive.
I mean, free for the people getting it, very expensive for us to make, but we usually do it because things are going great.
yeah.
Now, I don't know.
COVID and comic book day.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey, I ordered. We were talking to Steven yesterday, right? I told you guys that I tried going to my favorite comic store. They're closed until the end of April.
yeah.
But I found another one that's open and messaged them on Facebook. They had the House of X Powers of 10 graphic novel, which is only available apparently in hardback.
Hardcover.
Yeah. They're gonna mail it to me because they're not doing curbside pickup, which is unfortunate because that would have saved me a nice $8.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he's shipping it to me, so
That's cool. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing you did there, I think.
absolutely. And boy, you talked to the guy I talked to at the comic store, couldn't stop thanking me over the phone for supporting them during this. He's like, oh my god, and if there's anything else you need, let me know. So if you're in Denver, if you're in the Denver area and you watch the news, go check out Hero Headquarters, visit their Facebook page, contact them if you need anything. And so
That's what we did with. So when I called the Neon Museum to do the refunds in Vegas,
oh yeah,
we left them, or we did 2 refunds, and then at the last second I said, you know what, keep one of those because I know you guys just work this stuff basically just is donations, right? And he says, yeah, and I said, just hang on to one of those. That's fine. Let's do that. I want you guys to stick around. And that guy was so nice after that. He was just so, oh my gosh, you don't know.
I wish you would have told me you did that. I would have done that too. It's a little thing, but
it was
helps a
very
lot.
last second when I did it. It was like, oh, you know what? Hang on. In fact, we told him to do all 3, and then at the last second said, you know what? Hold on to one of those. And I hope that helps them. I don't know. It's only $30. I don't know if that helped, but I don't want to see them go away. After seeing those live shots of Fremont Street last night, what the crap?
I know. I mean, I've been seeing shots of the Strip, and you've probably been in a few on Facebook.
Sorry. That was not meant to have happened. Go
Oh,
ahead. Sorry.
stay! You're not. You missed your cue, Bo.
Keep
Back to the
going.
wings. No, but people have been sending these photo shots of the Strip, and
Yeah.
there are places that have doors that you never realized there were doors there that they could close.
Right. Right.
You're seeing doors. It's like, wow, that actually they can actually close that. I did not have any idea.
And the weird bit is everybody still got all the lights on full blast. So it's still.
Well, they did on Fremont, but on the shots that I saw of the Strip, the lights were off.
Oh,
It was,
interesting. Okay.
yeah. Somebody even had like a side-by-side comparison from the same view of a month ago and then, last weekend, and it was just completely dark.
Did not know that.
It's a bummer because like there's part of me that's like, oh man, I wish I was there right now.
Yeah.
But I know I'd be bored out of my gourd. Even if I had full access to the casinos and I could play the games and stuff, being alone in a casino sounds like it would be like it'd be the first 5 minutes of when Kevin is home alone.
Mm-hmm.
But it would slowly turn into the last 40, the last half hour of home alone.
Yeah, and the only time that this is ever true now is like when they do renovations, tear downs, or brand new casinos that aren't open yet. Otherwise, it's open 24/7 all the time. So you never have a moment where there's nobody there. And now being there, this would truly be like, I don't know, showing up in Vegas in the stand, which is what happens.
Yeah.
And you get in there and there's like entire gutted casinos with nothing in them. Oh, that's just such a weird concept. But that's how Fremont looked last night. And so the app I used, if people are interested, you can use this app called. Hold on. That's a good app recommendation this week, I guess.
Oh, good. Okay. Little impromptu app slappy.
Yeah. And it's also true of like New York, like lots of New York stuff that's usually bustling and packed. It's all empty.
Times Square and I saw a shot of Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles. Goes right beside the Capitol Records building, which is usually like Tina and I drove it a couple of years ago when we were out there, and it is basically move forward a few feet, stop, hang out for a while, move forward a few feet, stop, and it was just completely
just empty.
Open.
Yeah, it's really weird. Okay, it's Earth Cam is the name of the app. It's free.
Oh yeah.
It's been around forever, but just started using it, and you can see a lot of prominent places that are just ghost towns. It's weird.
Yeah.
Very weird. All right, so the heat is back, and a big thanks to Steve for fixing the heat. Also, got an email I want to read here at the top of the show for the fine folks at home. Also, our thoughts and feelings are with everybody who's dealing with this. Keep hearing little stories about somebody like Nicole's Mark's aunt.
Oh yeah, Mark's
in New
aunt,
Jersey.
Yeah.
They think she has it, but they haven't been able to test for sure, so they don't know. But she's on a respirator in New Jersey, so that's actually the closest degrees of separation I've had so far
that we know of. Yeah,
that we know of.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was the friend I had, Wendy, who we thought had it, and then she got her test back several days later and found out she didn't have it. So
yeah, and I haven't heard back from Jim yet whether his tests were positive or not. I think he's still waiting for his tests because they're like 4 or 5 days. The wait time on these tests is freaking horrible, but I'm sure they're backlogged, so I understand. But I heard this morning the singer and founder of Fountains of Wayne is on a respirator now.
Really?
Yeah.
Adam Schlesinger?
Yeah, and he's like our age or a little younger.
Yeah, totally is.
So that's as of this morning.
Schlesinger.
Yeah, it's like a German.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Emery Fountains of Wayne, co-founder hospitalized.
Oh, man, no kidding.
Yeah, see, that sucks.
You know why? Because he was kissing Stacy's mom. And
That's right. He kissed Stacy's mom.
Like, it's right there in the lyrics. She's got it going on. That's why you stay 6 feet away, because she's got it going on.
That's right. If you guys haven't heard Fountains of Wayne in any sort of extent, go listen to their albums. They're very good.
Oh, especially Welcome to Interstate Managers. That is a fantastic.
Yeah, best they've ever done.
Yep. And you know where they got their name, by the way?
Hold on. I knew this once. Let's see if I remember. I think it was you who told me.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
I forgot.
They actually got it from a store in New Jersey, I believe.
Okay.
That only sells fountains. Like, it's one of these places you drive by on the side of the road that sells concrete fountains and lawn sculptures and things like that, and it's called Fountains of Wayne.
Really? They name it?
Yeah.
Is Wayne the town or a guy who owns
Wayne
the
fountain?
Fountain?
Wayne is the town.
Okay.
No, Wayne is the Wayne, New Jersey, I think it is.
Okay.
Wayne.
Fountains of Wayne.
I think it's Wayne, New Jersey.
That's really good. That's
Wayne,
very, very good.
Pennsylvania, Wayne, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna, yeah.
I mean,
Crimson Neon confirms Wayne, New Jersey.
Their music is very earwormy and great, so people should listen to it, I guess, in solidarity. All right.
Yes.
Enough depressing news. Here's an email. Well, not really. This is a little depressing too, but there's an email from a PA, Massachusetts, meaning a physician's assistant. Okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
This is Jeff. He's in Boston. So Greg for Walkman, one of your folks. It says a short update. Feel free to use all or part of this as you see fit. I'm guessing people are starting to feel a little stir crazy with the self-isolation right now. Might be starting to wonder if it's worth it. I'm a physician's assistant in a community hospital system in the Boston area. We're just starting to get the surge in cases. And then he gives an example of the change. We normally intubate, placing a breathing tube in people, between 1 to 3 times a month. Over the past 3 days, we've intubated 3 to 4 people every day for COVID. We've intubated people as young as 21. A good portion of these people did not have underlying health issues. Our ICUs are already full, and this is just getting started. The belief that it's only the elderly that are at risk is a misnomer. I'm starting to see that more and more often. Like this idea that, it's only going to get the old people.
That was kind of what we were telling ourselves at the beginning when we just saw, okay, well, it seems to be just mostly affecting old people. So it's probably only going to affect old people, and we can, we can party hard. But yeah, there's 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds who are teenagers and even little kids who are suffering from this.
It was an awful story yesterday about a 28-year-old nurse who got it and died within like 3 days. But it does seem to be true that little kids, like 0 to 6, it just bounces right off of them. It's like a minor cold. So there is that. There's that. I don't know how strong evidence we have even of that, but that appears to be the case. But yeah, I don't think anybody's safe here. Anyway, goes on to say another key point. I had a patient with minor symptoms for 18 days. Just got worse over the last day and a half. They are COVID positive. Just because you have a minor symptom does not mean it isn't COVID. That's 16 days of potential spread. This is why social distancing and self-isolation are critical. This is still a virus. The same thing that prevents the spread of other viruses still holds true. Cover your mouth, wash your hands, don't touch your face, clean surfaces. If you're sick, then cut any interaction to the absolute minimum. We can still overcome this by working together, albeit separately by following these precautions given. All my best to the community, Jeff. Well, Jeff, awesome info. And also, hats off to Jeff and people like Jeff who are on the daily exposed to this and working hard to help people. Like, I don't, when this is over, these people need their own national bank holiday, and
like give them a week in whatever vacation spot they want.
Give them as long as they want, as much as they need. Honestly, it feels really important that they get honored for what they're doing.
And the sad thing is, it's not, we're not going to have a day, no matter what the president wants you to believe, we're not going to basically have a Saturday where, oh my God, it's all COVID, and then Sunday is like, oh, all right, it's over, we're done. COVID, we're all COVID free.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Sadly, they're not going to really get a break because it's going to ramp down. They're still going to be working, just it's not going to be as frequent as traumatic. But
there's no cutoff. There's no we're done.
Yeah.
See you guys tomorrow.
COVID-free day.
Yeah, yes, COVID-free day. It doesn't exist. It's going to be this weird thing. Then there's going to be, the potential of mutation and all that other stuff comes up. So there's good news on the horizon. Like Italy is seeing a drop in deaths and cases, which is great because they were really skyrocketing.
Yeah.
China had already seen them, as best we can tell.
Right.
They were already seeing drops.
Had that a few days with no new cases, which is amazing.
Yeah. Again, best we can tell. They don't report very well over there, but yes.
Sure.
So we may just be getting into the thick of things, but there's, I remain optimistic. Everybody keep doing your part. And, here's the one thing I've learned from this. We have a lot of people in the medical profession who listen to us, and I didn't know that.
We do. Wicked Truth 1930 even in the chat room.
Yeah, right there.
A critical care registered nurse. So.
Right. All these nurses, doctors, physician's assistants, people who are doing like lab work, and some of them are just technicians.
Barb.
Your Aunt Barb.
My Aunt Barb.
It's insane. I'm a little embarrassed about how many really smart people give a crap about what we say, but it's nice to have you here and continue doing your awesome work. That's just insane. All right, moving on to today's news because that's fun, and here we go.
Sound to me you've been reading a lot of newspapers printed in Washington, D.C.
Time for the news, brought to you by
Tony P., who hates depressing news, so he decided to make his own news show full of the weird, wacky, and wild stories of the world and called it Tony P. Oddcast. Did you hear about the toe sucker who's still at large? Or the woman who was arrested over dipping sauce? You can find stories like that on the Tony P. Oddcast, available on your favorite podcatcher and at TonyPHenderson.com. That's TonyPHenderson.com.
I'm going to make a comment here I truly believe in with all my heart. The toe sucker and the woman who was arrested over dipping sauce should get together. Those two.
They totally should.
Yeah, they should hang out.
Then you could guacamole today? Sounds good.
Yeah. Put her toe in there.
Just your skin's crawling right now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. These people exist, and I just made it worse. All right.
How about a little salsa?
Ugh. That's chunky, though, by nature.
Sour cream and dill?
No. Ugh, it's awful. All right. Speaking of awful, KFC, the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
You familiar with them?
Wow. I really did lead right into this unintentionally, yes.
Yeah.
Very familiar with KFC, although, boy, I can't think of the last time I had KFC. It's been...
years for me.
At least a year, maybe 2 years. Yeah.
Easily for me too.
Tina thought one night, let's go get some fried chicken, and we got it. And it was when Tristan was living with us. Might have been when Simon was living with us, which gives us a good time stamp.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was just so disappointing.
Yeah, it's literally the definition of disappointing these days.
Now Popeyes, on the other hand.
Yeah. Popeyes should always be on your other hand.
We'll censor.
Yes, well done. KFC has suspended its iconic finger-licking good campaign amid coronavirus fears. So they don't do. I didn't even know they were still doing it. I thought that was an old thing. They still say, it's finger-licking good. They still do that.
That's true. You know what? You never heard that slogan with them anymore. So yeah.
Well, maybe I've just been so distracted by, who's playing the latest Colonel that I don't notice what he's saying. That's possible.
Sure. Or what new sandwich innovation they've made that will make your stomach churn and your
bowels
toilet be visited a lot more often.
Oh man.
It's the only way you could phrase that.
That's pretty good. It says here, ever eat fried chicken with a fork and a knife? Well, for chicken heads who refuse to let a single juicy morsel of KFC's special blend of 11 herbs and spices, 11. They don't want that to go to waste. You might want to consider utensils.
Goes to 11.
There you go. That's because my brother says 11 instead of 11.
Does
mm-hmm. My Korean brother. I have to point that out because it's slightly racist to be able to say it.
Well, it wasn't until... some people just don't pronounce things right. Some people just pronounce it 11, sure.
I just like to bring it out so that before they get a chance to jump all over me, I like to just say it.
He puts his 11 herbs and spices in there to make you crave it fortnightly, jackass.
I think does he actually say jackass at the end of it, or is that
I don't know if he does. That might be Mandela effect. That I think that's exactly the line. Are you gonna look it up? Or are we gonna find it on YouTube?
I don't want to. I don't. Someone in the chat can do the work, but every time I hear you do it, it sounds right to me, but there's something at the end where I'm like, I think the jackass is separate.
Oh, smartass? Is it smartass, not jackass?
Smartass.
That's it. Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, but does he also say it right after the 11 herbs and spices thing? So that's the part I don't know.
That's what we need to find out. All right.
Okay.
We're putting our top. Oh, there we go.
Is this a YouTube video? All right.
Yeah, TVZ gone. TVZ gone. We can pretty much always rely. Like he's got it all at his fingertips.
He's pretty good at this. Okay, let's play a little of this. Let's see what happens.
Hello. Hi.
Bye, YouTube.
Yeah.
Get in here, son.
Here, maybe I'll pause YouTube.
Hey, William.
Addictive chemical.
Yeah. No, you did it. I mean, some of it was off, but the part I thought was off was on. You got it.
Was except I said jackass, and I apparently need to say smartass. So I'm going to edit that, workshop it, and I'll be back with that.
All right. Nice job.
But in the meantime, they're all going to love you.
There you go. YouTube won't see any of that because I paused. Because I can pause now.
Smart. Look at you.
Yeah. Well, they heard
smartass.
They heard a little bit of it, but I fixed it. All right. So yeah, no more finger licking good. The UK's advisory standards in particular received 163 complaints regarding KFC's new problematic commercials at the time of their reporting. They're not taking formal action against KFC, just basically saying, yo, maybe you guys shouldn't do that. A spokesman for KFC said this, quote, I'm making this statement from the bathroom because our chicken makes me poop a lot. It doesn't really feel like there's a right time to be airing this campaign, so we've decided to pause it for now. We are really proud of it and look forward to bringing it back at a later date. So they fully plan to bring it back, man. Just bring it on back. Licking your fingers. Yeah.
Nice. So McDonald's they were part of that. KFC hasn't done it, but KFC doing the no more finger licking.
Mm-hmm.
Good. McDonald's did their thing where they separated the arches.
Oh yeah.
To symbolize social distancing. I guess a few companies did that. Audi separated their four overlapping circles.
See, and I like that, and I don't mind it.
The V and the W.
I don't mind that sort of thing. I think it's good and it's fine. It's clever and it's all that. I'm mad at McDonald's though, because while they're doing that, they're actively lobbying against sick pay and paying their workers if places have to close.
Oh my god.
So they're being total a-holes on the policy front, but on the commercial front, they're like, look, we've separated our arches. Aren't we really part of this community? I don't know. It feels a little bad. Feels bad.
Yeah. It feels a little contradictory if they're doing that, right? Oh, we support you except for our employees. Sorry.
I don't love that.
Screw yourselves.
It doesn't matter. I know corporate is being butts too. Is it just the franchisers? Whatever. They make billions of dollars. They can do better. You know who can do better? Amazon can do better. You can do better? All those people. Everybody with billion. You know who can do a lot better? Freaking Hobby Lobby. Screw that guy and the $6 billion he has for saying, My wife had a visitation from the Lord.
Oh, is this the Hobby Lobby guy that this?
He says,
Really?
we were visited by the Lord, and the Lord said everything would be fine, so we're going to keep open during this time because the Lord said, shut up!
I do like that voice, though. I think that's a...
And then they laid people off.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, and then they laid people off after they'd finally closed. They're a-holes.
They are a-holes.
Especially anybody who goes, the Lord visit us. Come on.
And it looks like Colorado Springs, all Hobby Lobby locations still open in Colorado Springs. Huh, Colorado Springs, you say? Wow, shocking.
Yeah, unbelievable. Crazy. Hey, listen to this.
The big ball of yarn and a iron-on sweatshirt patch are considered essential needs right now. Boy, if I can't bedazzle my jean jacket, I'm going to go crazy in my house.
Yeah. He meant the Lord of Money visited his wife. That's who came to the door.
That's right.
I am the Lord of Money. Keep open. No matter what you do, don't close your doors or pay your employees extra. I, the Lord of Money, have spoken.
Lord of Money.
All right. This guy here at the top of the show that I played.
It is over.
Do you remember that dude who was getting in trouble for having that really expensive airplane, and the lady was calling him on it, and he was going, "Don't you ever say that I did," or whatever. It was like arguing.
Yes,
preacher
right,
guy.
because he bought the airplane with a donation or his donation money, right? From
Yeah, exactly. He bought some like fancy thing
because Jesus told him in the middle of the night, "You need a plane."
Yeah, plane. The Lord of Planes came to him at night and said, "You need a plane."
Yes,
anyway, that's him saying that it's over. The COVID-19 is gone and eradicated because he got up and yelled on stage.
I saw the video of some guy basically saying, prayed it away.
Yeah, best part of that is that there's a guy behind him. It's like, who was the little tiny dude with Kid Rock that would be on the stage?
Kid Joe,
whatever he was. And then it's kind of like
is that right or no? Is that right?
It's
not
a little
Kid
like
Joe, just Joe, Joe something.
He's like Flavor Flav.
Kid Rock.
What's it?
Yeah,
what are those
Kid
guys?
Rock and Joe.
Right, but who are they? What are those guys called? They're called
Little
something.
People?
No.
Little People?
No. The people in bands like Flavor Flav does this for Public Enemy. You're the what are you? You're the hype man. Hype man.
Okay. All right.
So now you got that guy behind him. So you have him out there going, "It is over. This disease has been," and the guy behind him's just got his hand out like what's I can't think of the character's name in X-Men who's always moving metal. Why can't I think of it?
Magneto.
He's doing Magneto hand in this video. Just doing this, and he's standing behind the thing, and every time he'd say something, he'd go, "Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, thank you, Jesus." With Magneto hand. It isn't going to do anything. It's not going to do anything.
No.
All right. Plus, he's a shyster. Oh, these people make me mad right now. I'm really upset, especially that Hobby Lobby guy. I will never go there again. Yeah. If I need crafty stuff, guess where I'm going? Michael's. Yep.
Yeah. Or Joanne Fabrics.
Or Joanne's. Yeah. Or another one I can't think of. Something better.
Wasn't there a guy in the X-Men who had magnetic powers?
Magneto. I couldn't think of it. All I could think was Gandalf in my head. Gandalf.
It's the right guy.
Yeah.
Right actor.
All I can think
one
of
of them anyway.
Anyway, these guys can all die. Oh, the farting preacher is the best. He's the best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I love that guy. So he shouldn't go away just because I want more farting preacher. But the rest of them, and don't give any of those people a freaking dime. Not one penny. You're getting yanked. And I'm not kidding. And there are some good, nice, wholesome Christian folk who turn on the TV and buy into that stuff. Stop doing that.
Yep. Stop doing it. Yeah. Sadly, because they're going to affect more than themselves. Sadly, like if it was just a matter of, that'll if they don't do the social distancing, that's really just going to hurt themselves. Mm-hmm. Let them learn that way. Mm-hmm. No, unfortunately, that hurts all of us.
Yeah,
so
hurts everybody.
It's not a thinning the herd situation because they infect the rest of the herd, the good part of the herd.
That's right.
The responsible part of the herd.
That's right.
That's listening to everybody and paying attention to the CDC and all that. Anyway.
The worst part of that analogy has always been that the herd eventually gets slaughtered and eaten. Have you ever thought about that? Because that's the
Not necessarily.
Well,
I mean, it could be a milk herd, right?
It could be. Okay, so they're milking us. I don't know if that's good either.
Could be Holsteins. Maybe not necessarily.
Yeah, but did we want them milking us, pulling on our teats every day? Just yanking our teats and then making money off what comes out of our teats?
Kind of okay with. Oh, I see what you're saying. Making money off of that. No.
Yeah, they're just using our teats.
But all the rest of that, I'm kind of fine with. Whatever.
The active teat milking, Brian is 100% cool with.
Listen. You know, some people like to get their toes sucked or dipped in dipping sauce, whatever.
Yeah, teach their own. To each their
own. Tell me about Walmart. What's Walmart saying, Scott?
Well, as the population works from home, Walmart reports increased sales for tops but not pants. Hubba hubba. In the age of social distancing, working from home has become the new normal. Coronavirus quarantine has led to an interesting trend in fashion. Sales for shirts and tops and stuff like that are up, and the sale for pants are down.
Pull up your top, pants are down.
That's right. Millions of workers, typically bound to businesses or business casual attire in the office, are now free to lounge around their homes in their hoodies and sweatpants. But tops still play an important role as many employees get semi-dressed for video conference calls. Oh, do you see the Star Trek Next Generation one that was floating around?
I did, yeah.
I'm a little bummed about it because...
I know why you're... Because, well, all right. Keep in mind, I mean, that is the top billed bridge crew, maybe with the exception of Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody else on there, probably the most appearances on Star Trek The Next Generation.
One gets
I agree with you. It would have been nice to see Tasha Yar in there, but listen, if Tasha Yar won't even appear on a video, I request, and she'll just diddle around with some action figures for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
She's not going to appear in a conference call.
I get the impression that Will Wheaton probably set the call up because he's the only one that understands how this stuff works. That's my thinking.
I imagine so, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a nerd enough to know how to make Zoom conference calls work. The rest of
them
are like,
Worf, click on the Zoom link. I sent you a link, Worf.
I sent you my video. Thanks, Worf.
I see a camera icon, but it's got a slash through it. Skype is without honor.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, I spent like a half an hour yesterday trying to do a Photoshop of that combined image up on the screen and the bridge of a ship, and
so basically, like the USS Reliant is contacting the Enterprise, and they get everybody in their individual quarters, like.
But it was all like it was too futury because everybody looks old, and then I realized that why am I doing this, and why am I doing this? I'm not going to do this. And I stopped midway and I quit doing it.
Yeah.
Because why? There are enough memes. There are enough things. Have your way with me, Internet. You've already got this. Someone probably already did it. Why am I bothering? All right.
I know. See, that's the thing that you got to do now is, all right, before I waste any time on this, has somebody already done it? Mm-hmm. No? Okay, then I'll do it.
It's hard to know.
It's hard to know.
That's why I do Fred and Can. Nobody's done it.
Nobody.
That's literally why I chose that.
We didn't even promote that yesterday, did we?
No, we didn't. That's true. We didn't. I think I may have post-show or maybe pre-show, but there is a new Fred and Can up, fredandcan.com. Go check it out, fredandcan.com. Today, Fred goes outside. He goes outside and braves the park and wears a mask and everything, and Can tries to keep him on course, but Fred is very paranoid. Find out what happens in today's episode of Fred and Can.
Oh, Can.
fredandcan.com. All right, Brian. So anyway, the story here goes. Dan Bartlett, Walmart's executive vice president of corporate affairs and pants, told Yahoo Finance that the company has seen a spike in sales of tops but not bottoms. It says, so people who are concerned, obviously from the waist up, these behaviors are going to continue to change and evolve as people get accustomed to this new lifestyle, if you will, he says. Gap Incorporated reports similar findings to Walmart on its brands, including Gap, Athleta, and Old Navy. I like an Old Navy store. I enjoy those. Mm-hmm. Don't know why, just like them.
I do too. I'm always surprised. This is going to sound like a commercial, but I'm surprised at the deals I can get in Old Navy. Right? I mean, it's like you're walking by and there's like an end cap of T-shirts, like Atari old video game logo T-shirts. It's like, $4 each? Seriously?
Yeah.
All right. I'll grab a Space Invaders. I'll grab a Asteroids. Sure.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with
Space Invaders was Taito, not Atari.
Good job.
Send emails.
Good catch on that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know it's Taito. They would have believed you, and you were going to spread
they would've,
misinformation.
exactly.
But Brian
Yes.
knows that spreading information
Yeah.
is dangerous in this time and place, so he is going to correct.
Exactly.
There you go.
We're
Taito.
not about fake news here, Scott. No fake news.
No fake news. The company told CBS on Friday, let's see, people who are buying pants, they certainly aren't reaching out for slacks. Gap Incorporated said its brands have seen a major spike in sales of comfortable clothing, including joggers, leggings, sweatshirts, and sleepwear. I'm sure those were already big sellers, but they're going up. So did people just not have any of these things before? Where they're just like sitting around and they're like,
I mean, they had to wear nice clothes to work. Why can't they just wear the tops of those nice clothes?
well, but also why if they're buying a ton of sweats and comfortable stuff, did they not have any pairs of those before that they could rely on at home?
Right.
Were they never at home? I don't know.
Yeah, it seems silly. I am wearing pants right now, as people probably saw when I went and turned on my.
I'm wearing jeans also, just like you. I have jeans on.
Yeah.
I have jeans. I have shoes. You have shoes on? I have shoes.
I don't know. Shoes?
I have shoes on.
In the house?
Yeah, I have shoes on right now.
Why?
Because it's cold down here.
What about slippers? You don't have slippers?
I do, but they look dumb.
Who's gonna see them?
Me and my wife and the dogs will see them.
Your wife lets you wear shoes in the house? What is this?
Because we have nothing but
What kind of-
It's all hardwood now, and this weird stuff
Is
down
this
here.
caveman times? Oh, do you have a hardwood floor?
Yeah, we put that in last year for this very reason. So back when it was just carpet, we'd take them off all the time. But now we don't have any carpet up there.
Who gets up? You're not gonna leave the house. Who gets? Or did you walk the dog this morning?
I haven't yet, but I plan to. But here's you know what? Honestly, this is a fine question you're asking. Like, I have no need to be wearing these shoes.
Yeah.
Part of me needs a process in the morning of normalcy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
And normally for this show, I'll come on. I have a tendency on the show to like, I don't even want to shower yet. I'm just gonna wear a hat or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with that. But lately, with all this going on, I just feel this weird primal need to like get up and make sure that I shower every day, and that I'm getting the clothes on that are clean.
You got it. This is the way you can create some sort of pattern and normalcy as the one thing that you can kind of rely on in a time where everything else is not normal.
Right. Now, to give one tiny bit of leniency here on my otherwise strict morning, I am wearing pants, but the zipper's down and my wiener is out. So I keep my wiener out all the time. The wiener is out.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, it's not on camera, thank goodness, right, chat room? You don't have to see that my wiener is out.
That's right. The second camera we've thankfully got turned off right now.
Right.
No, but it is kind of odd. I mean, whatever normalcy, whatever pattern you create makes sense to you, and I respect that. But I don't like I do the same thing. Get up, shower, no matter what, and then start my day. Make some coffee, have some breakfast, watch the news, watch a little bit of the Today Show, come down here, do my thing, get ready for TMS, blah blah blah.
Right.
But I don't put shoes on. I mean, shoes are my routine for I'm leaving the house. I'm putting shoes on.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Gotta slip out of my loafers and put on my house sneakers. Let's go feed the fish.
I mean, they're flimsy Vans, but still, you make a point. It's a good point. I don't know why I'm wearing them.
And house slippers, those are inside the house. You're not walking around with the same shoes that you walked around in a public urinal in the Wingstop a few weeks ago. And
Oh, small addendum to all of this, which is a good thing to PSA for people. When you have nothing but wood floors now on your top floor, and your office studio is all flat cement vinyl or whatever this is, it's cold when your heater's broken. It sucks because carpet makes a giant difference. When
so the floor where you're at right now is just the concrete floor.
It's concrete underneath it, but on top of it is this fake wood-looking vinyl stuff. Here, I'll show you.
Oh
Here, look at
gosh,
this.
yeah.
Here you can see.
Well, don't point down if your wiener's out.
No, my wiener's it's in right now.
Okay. All right. So that's that vinyl flooring that comes in sheets and you lay it down kind of thing.
Yeah. I showed Brian because you guys are not special.
Wow.
That came out wrong. Didn't mean to say it that way. All right.
You're special to me.
You are special to me, chat room. Okay, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get down with Bill. We're going to get up with Jury, and we're going to have some chats, okay? Some stuff. Don't know what it all is going to be yet, but stick around for some of that. I think Jury just wants to talk about Tiger King, which is totally fine with me.
Totally fine. You know what? Let's take a break from all the other crap and talk about friggin' Tiger King.
Now that you've seen it and we've all finished it, I think it's time. So we're going to do that. That'll be soon. But for now, we need a song, and I assume you brought one.
I brought one, and this is great. I love this. I believe these guys are from Seattle, although maybe they're not. But their album, their brand new EP, is called Seattle. The new EP comes out May 15th via Share It Music. Big thanks to Clarion Call for reaching out with this one.
I know you're with the Mizumoto, and you're just a tattoo artist.
Anybody here want to bet money on the pistol shoot?
Now, all I have is a mission. This is the morning stream.
We're back, everybody. Excuse me. Hello, we're back.
Hello.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Reminded me of
kind of got a,
like the Waitresses or something. Some old
Waitresses or Letters to Cleo or Josie and the Pussycats even. Again, the band is The Bloods. The brand new EP is called Seattle. Comes out May 15th. That was the track I Hate It. I hate it.
I hate it. I love it. I hate it.
Lead
and I
singer
love
looks
it.
like an ex-girlfriend, so I enjoyed the video a lot.
Oh, Brian.
Well, not in that way.
Interesting subtext.
I dipped my toes in some ranch dipping sauce and remind me of.
Oh, good. Well, I know a guy that might be able to build a container for it.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
Bill Duran, all the way from right around Seattle, Washington, joining us once again. He is a guy who makes things. He's from punishprops.com, and we really like him. He's a good friend and a pal, and we're glad you're here again, Bill. Although last week you seemed, like the rest of us, a little down. Are you still feeling down? How are you feeling today? Any better?
Yeah, actually, well, no, actually, yes.
Okay.
Actually, yes.
Yes or no? What is it? Tell us.
Well, here's the thing. It's kind of a day-by-day thing.
Sure.
And sometimes there's a day where you feel great for no reason.
Yeah.
You don't know why, and you're like, just gonna roll with it today, because who knows about tomorrow? Woo!
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a healthy approach. To life.
Just appreciate the good moments we have. So yeah, last week I built something, which is great.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait to hear about it. What did you build?
Well, first, little backstory. We were able to sneak in one more quick video before kind of closing the shop last week. Now our governor put out a stay home, stay healthy order, and some businesses could stay open. There was a long list of businesses that could stay open, and it was exhaustive, but also a little confusing. So everyone in the state emailed them to get clarification, including me, and then they finally got back to me yesterday. So technically, Brittany and I, the owners of the business, could go into our shop without violating any rules or anything, and it wouldn't be too risky. However,
that's good. Yeah,
we think it's probably a good idea to only really go into the shop maybe like once a week when we need to. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Right. That's how we're looking at. We're basically looking at everything like that. We'll leave if somebody needs something, like if someone's in dire need of something. For us, it was like the baby's out of diapers and Taylor can't get any, so we're gonna go find something and bring them to her. Or a grocery run because you're running out and we're past the 2 weeks we bought for her or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, just freaking stay
right. So what's funny is if this happened 2 years ago before we moved into our shop, Brittany and I worked out of our basement. It would be possible that a month could go by and we wouldn't even realize anything was different. Like, but since we have to drive to this shop that's like 7 miles away every day, everything is. Every time you step outside, I feel like it's Mad Max, right? I'm like, this is the day.
Yeah, and also people drive bad, so
people sure do, man.
Yeah, Kim almost got in a huge accident when we went out to take that stuff to Taylor the other day because somebody was on their phone, not looking, and just swerving into our lane, and that's already a problem in society. But you want to do that today, where we get in a wreck and have to have cops here?
Because they're thinking they're thinking, no one, less people on the road. I can totally do it.
Yeah.
Somebody got arrested for driving 120 miles an hour on the highway in Denver yesterday.
Good. Throw away the key,
it was
dude.
open?
Jeez.
Just because it was more open. It's like, all right, I can finally go the speed I want.
I hate that. Ugh, it's awful. But yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
so that's kind of where we're at. We're trying to figure out how we can stay productive with only visiting the shop minimally.
Sure.
So we've dragged a lot of camera gear home. There isn't much. Well, there aren't any tools here, so I'm not going to be building stuff, I don't think, but we'll figure something out. I've been taking a lot of pictures and video of my cats. So,
like you do,
maybe an award-winning short film will develop out of that. We'll see.
I can't wait to see the results. I mean, you've got the cameras, you've got the editing know-how, like you've got everything you need. Let's see it. Let's make it happen.
And I already have enough footage for a feature-length film. So
great.
We're doing good.
Great. Enough B-roll to get you by. It's great.
Anyway, I built something this week. I wanted to knock something out quick while we still had an opportunity to use the shop, so I went with a tried and trusted Nerf mod.
Whoa.
You know it. So I wanted to do a project that folks could do at home with whatever they have on hand. Now, fortunately, I keep a lot of stuff on hand, like a lot of toy blasters or broken tools or parts of broken tools, like dials and knobs.
Mm-hmm.
I have an old air compressor that kicked the bucket years ago, and I've been scavenging it for parts to include in props for that duration. It's awesome. Like, it's got 2 different pressure gauges on it. And what cool prop doesn't have a pressure gauge? Like the gravity gun I know has a pressure gauge, or the which one was it? The Fat Man nuke launcher that I built.
Oh yeah,
has a pressure gauge on the prop, and I have the pressure gauge from my old air compressor on that prop now, which I think is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
So I keep all this stuff on hand, like resin castings, small silicone molds, LEDs. I did some quick math, and I think I have at least 11,000 LEDs in my shop.
Wow.
So
that's crazy. You could Vegas up that place if you wanted.
I know, right?
Good. Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, a lot of folks have all this stuff lying around, and if you have a platform, a base to build it on, like a Nerf blaster, which is what I did, you can have a lot of fun just sort of kit bashing and almost like sketching and just experimenting with, building your own toy or whatever. So I picked the Nerf blaster. The Nerf blaster I built was something I found at a Goodwill, who knows how long ago.
Yeah.
But it was only $1.
Nice.
That's
and I did a whole bunch of different changes to it. They were really fun. So it doesn't fire Nerf darts anymore. I know that a lot of people want to make sure that Nerf darts still shoot, but don't worry. There are like millions of used Nerf guns that still work at used stores across the nation.
Yeah.
So if you want one that still works, you're good. But I disabled mine.
Well, because you don't, because it's not really the point here, is it? It's the point is as design, not functionality.
Yeah, it's an art piece.
Right.
Let's say.
Sure.
Anyway, ripped out all the guts immediately so I could jam lights in it. Because who doesn't want LEDs in all their props?
Nobody. Everybody.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I have 10,995 more LEDs in my shop, so we're good. I use a ton of them. I put a bunch of blue LEDs in it. I have some knobs and bits from my collection that I glued on there. And then, of course, I gave it a fresh, fancy paint job because it was originally like bright orange and yellow, and nobody wants that. So
Nerf colors, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So I gave it, like a gunmetal color with my airbrush, and then I did some really cool like translucent red and metallics for some of the highlights. And I thought it'd be really fun to have like the red and blue because I have blue lights in it, and the red highlight colors. It was really fun, and I wasn't trying to make it look like anything, so it didn't. There was no way to do it wrong, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's not right. You're not trying to make it look like a certain prop or anything.
Exactly. Yeah. And it gave me an opportunity to play with some stuff. So again, a couple of years ago, I got my hands on some thin sheets of acrylic plastic. It's the kind of a plastic you'd put over a light that it looks all textured to make the light look all shimmery, kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, a thing I bought years ago, and I was like, I'm totally going to use this someday.
Yeah.
Well, that day was last week. And that's what I used to diffuse the LEDs. And it's got this really cool, almost rocky looking, glowing rock looking texture.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
So-
Is it kind of it's a way to diffuse the light, I guess.
It is.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a video over on our YouTube channel if anyone wants to go see that. And I encourage folks, if you got some free time, you want to make something, just paw through all the stuff you have and see what you can put together.
Yeah, why not? I'm looking at this video now. It's of course up at punishprops.com. It's the latest up there, so you guys can go watch this for yourselves. But it looks great. I like that you kept the cocking action.
Right. It was yeah. So no, that got inside was the plunger part. I removed the plunger, but the sliding part on the back, I left the spring on it so that you can pull it back, but it slides forward. And then under it is where I had the battery and the power switch for my LEDs.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool that you were able to retain that, but then also hide your other stuff. Hey, I got a question for you, because this seems like something I would have either seen from you already, or maybe somebody's doing this, but I guess I've never seen it. Do you know if anyone's doing anything with airsoft guns as the base models, and then, or even like paint guns? Like, there's some pretty cool designs already out there that you could use as a basis for a pretty rad mod. Is that something you've ever done?
Mm-hmm. There is. I've done one or two. Mm-hmm. The one I'm most proud of, I did Dead Man Walking, I think was the name of the gun from Destiny. It's a fully automatic pistol, and I bought a fully automatic airsoft pistol. It's bonkers. It's really fun. Anyway, I built a fictional shell, like a cosmetic shell that goes over the airsoft gun to make it look like it's from Destiny.
Oh, that's
that
awesome.
one's really fun.
That's cool.
There's a bunch more. There's one I wanted to do from the newest Far Cry game, but it's built off of I think it's called a Chris Vector. Is the real gun that it's made off of?
Yeah.
And they make an airsoft version of it, but they're like $800 or $900 just to get the.
Wow.
Yeah. So some of them are some airsoft ones, like the one I made my Destiny gun out of, was like $60.
Yeah.
That's a good price for something to mud.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can get cheaper ones, cheaper plastic ones too. The one I got was actually a nice one with all metal parts.
Did you? What was I going to say about? Oh, is the gun you're talking about from the Far Cry New Dawn game? Was that the shredder one that shoots the blade out, or am I thinking of something else?
No, I want that too, but no.
Yeah, that one's cool. You can
a different one.
That thing lets you behead fools, man. It's cool.
It sure did.
Yeah.
Man, I love that game.
Yeah, New Dawn's all right. It's all right. It turns out.
Yeah, it is.
Some people.
You know what? So I've been into puzzle games lately. I'm just gonna go on a tangent. Brittany and I've been into puzzle games lately, and I have been infatuated with the Far Cry games for forever, and I think I realized why. When you go to attack an outpost, there's so many different ways you can do it. It's basically a puzzle, right?
Yes, this is what I love about most Ubisoft games. That's so funny you bring that up. I was playing, I'm playing the new Ghost Recon game because they updated it and it's got a really nice new patch. Anyway, I was playing that last night, and I had this exact thought. I like it because I come up to a base and I go, all right, I can stealth, I can go in guns blazing, I can take out those towers first, I can disable this machinery. It's a really fun approach, isn't it? I love it.
It is.
Yeah.
I might have to play that game.
It's pretty good. They, as usual, it launched pretty broken, but this new patch, I think, pretty much fixed it. It's good. It's a good one of those. I'll give you that. But yeah. I'm so with you on this. It's hilarious you're saying this. I just thought this last night while I was playing it.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going.
That's fine. No, that's all I got.
Okay.
So yeah, everyone go paint their Nerf guns.
Yeah,
that's
paint your guns.
All I wanted to say.
One thing that we can learn from all this: go paint your Nerf guns.
Yeah, go paint your Nerf guns. That's what I've learned. All right. Well, it's always good to have you on, and I hope you guys continue to be well and isolated and healthy and all those things. It's Bill Duran, everybody. Punishprops.com. Tim Beard on Twitter. We'll see you later.
Take care.
Bye now.
See you, Bill.
I want that.
All right, so something went weird. Like your audio.
Yours is weird too. I'm gonna change.
Choppy.
I'm gonna change zones.
Yeah. So that's what makes me think there's something.
It's a little better, although it still says.
Oh, you're sounding tons better now.
Yeah, it's green now. I went to Central. It seemed to fix it. Sometimes the Western servers are weird. I don't know. Maybe they just get overloaded over there or something. Maybe we should start on Central. I don't know.
Central Time is now starting to wake up. It's after 9. They're starting to do their pantsless video conferencing and.
Right. Zoom's starting to eat up their bandwidth, and
Exactly.
goodbye Discord. All right. What are we doing now? Oh, Justin. Duh. I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew Justin was next.
It's Justin time.
Derp. All right, let's bring him in. Let's see what we got. See what we can do. I'm going to play this right here.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Justin Robert Young joining us from Oakland, California. He and his
Mr. Bird joining us too.
Yeah, Dr. Bird, right?
Dr. Bird, yeah.
I'm sorry, Dr. Bird. I didn't go to 4 years of medical school to be called Mr. Bird.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at him.
Oh.
Does he ever just shit on your shoulder when he's there?
Constantly.
Oh.
He is a shit machine.
Wow.
He shits all over the place, but it's water soluble and it doesn't
it's
smell.
considered good luck.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Water soluble. Their poop is water soluble. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it doesn't smell, but it is constant and it encrusts on your floors if you're not vigilant.
Wow. All right. Well, better than tigers. Hey, transition.
There we go.
So,
all right. So is everybody done?
Yeah. The three of us are done.
The three of us are, and really that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chat room,
right,
look, we're going to...
How spoilery do we want to do this?
I think we can be spoilery, and I think we can tell people... Okay, here's actually my belief, and then the rules. My belief is that you still will enjoy Tiger King despite anything we say today that may spoil any of it. I think it doesn't matter. However, that being said, maybe you want to not hear this part if you're really worried about a documentary and its story points. Okay?
Well, yeah, I would say, like, there are, like, sometimes where I'm, like, on the fence on something and I need a few of the spoilers just to get me over the hump,
right.
like, to start it.
Right.
If you're in that situation, then understand that's going to happen. But if you're like, oh, my God, I've definitely been meaning to watch this for the past 2 weeks and it's been out, but I just haven't been able to get to it. I want to preserve the surprises. Then, then go back and listen to this later.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's not like Star Wars. All this stuff really happened. So the spoiler happened several years ago when all this stuff happened.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, there's nothing that's not on the Wikipedia page.
Right. Exactly.
That's a good point. All right. So you were actually the impetus for me diving in.
Yeah.
Because I kind of poked at it and went, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I think I'm watching the weirdest documentary ever. And you went, oh boy, you don't even know. And that actually got me excited to like barrel through.
Yeah.
I actually
was I overselling it?
No, I think you sold me a bill of goods and it was accurate. I think you may have undersold it, honestly.
I mean,
it went places.
All right, so rank the moments where your jaw hit the floor, or just name some, and then maybe we'll put together our rankings for TMS.
Number one floor drop for me was security camera in the office. Ex Walmart guy watching other dude accidentally shoot himself in the head. That was
which
number
is one. Like, isn't that the most Coen Brothers shit you've ever seen in like
Tarantino,
a real documentary?
Coen Brothers, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where it's like, because like you could even see it in like the Coen brothers lens of like the dumb criminal that changes everything at that last moment, right? Like you could almost see in the Coen brothers movie, they'd be like, that guy would be watching a hostage or something like that and would accidentally shoot himself.
Yeah.
And that that's how the hostage would get out.
Honestly, it was kind of like the scene in the car in Pulp Fiction to me.
Pulp Fiction, yes, exactly.
It was just so sudden and so out of nowhere. And by the way, if you're hearing this and you're thinking, "Oh, I don't know if I want to see that," you don't see it, and it's you might argue it's worse because what you do see is somebody else's reaction to what they think is a practical joke, and then they're not sure, and then they kind of get up like they're even more not sure, but then they're still sort of thinking it's a joke. Like it is a really weird moment that I've never quite.
Very
very weird.
But I would agray it's not as disturbing as if you were to see the thing itself.
Of course, yeah,
of course not.
But it
was the darkest YouTube reacts video ever made.
That is kind of what it reminded me of. Was like a reaction video and
those old Faces of Death videos from the 80s.
I mean, I have to admit, the whole thing when that kid showed up from California, the whole time I thought, why aren't we hearing him being interviewed? We've heard from Shirtless Meth Man. We've heard from all these other people that were previously, quote unquote, one of his spouses or whatever, but you never hear from him. We just see archival video, And I thought, that's not bodes well. That's bad. Something's bad. I don't know
Yeah.
when it's bad or when it happens. But even then, even when that moment happened, I was just shocked. I was like, what the frick? Like,
all right. So I also nominate, to me, the moment that kind of takes the documentary from something that is like very interesting to kind of legendary is that last 5 minutes in the second episode when all these ne'er-do-wells for whom you've been introduced to all uniformly accuse Carol
Come
Baskin
together
of
with Carol
murdering
Baskin.
her husband.
Right. Yes.
And then the documentary kind of like making it clear that there is more to this story. Now, obviously, the third episode is where that all goes down. But for me, that was the moment where my jaw hit the floor. So I would nominate that last 5 minutes of episode 2.
yeah, that
And
was
here's
intense.
the cool thing: the sheriff in Hillsborough County has decided to reopen the cold case, and he's now on Twitter asking for new leads to the disappearance of Don Lewis.
This always happens with these things. It's so crazy
Yeah.
to me. It always happens. They're like, hey, the documentary took the world by storm on Netflix. Now all the cases are reopened. It's
Right. Exactly.
I mean,
no, we're interested in Brendan Dassey. Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah, it's I mean, the reaction to the documentary has been amazing almost uniformly, because the one thing that it seemed like everybody could agree on was that lady killed her husband.
Yeah. Yeah.
And either fed him to a tiger or ground him up in the meat grinder and then fed him to a tiger.
Well,
or...
when you get this far into the documentary, you get 6 episodes in, and your mind is still back there going,
Yeah.
I think she killed her husband. Why are they not still talking about that? Like, not that they're avoiding it, but you know what I mean? Like, it never left through the run. And by the end, you're like, oh, well, Joe Exotic's in a prison now, and he's serving out 22 years or whatever it is. And here's where everyone ended up and what's going on now. And then every time they'd show Carol Baskin, I just went, I think you fed your husband to tigers.
Especially since she's the one that theoretically you should have the sympathy for.
Sure.
Right? I mean, like, because the documentary, if it takes a tone, certainly kind of takes a tone more sympathetic to, you know, Carol Baskin than Bhagavan Doc Antle or Joe Exotic, right?
Right.
And yet it is fairly unflinching in this accusation that she killed her husband. And like beyond that, I was like kind of like, I don't know. It seems like a domestic thing. Maybe he leaves. Maybe, you know, there's more to it. And then when they got to the fact that like her brother is like the sheriff, and like they did randomly see each other like at 3:00 in the morning. I was like,
Right.
whoa, all right.
Yeah.
There's
You
something.
give me a ride home. My car just stopped working. Darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all, it's this. The other one for me is that Jeff Lowe guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He gives me the freakouts. I can't even.
Yes, he
he
does,
stayed in my
yes.
dreams those nights because there's something about his dress like you're 20, sitting there staring at the camera and all innocent and quiet, like, but knowing how that dude can go off.
And also, you know, using the Cubs in Vegas to get multiple women at a time with his wife.
Yeah,
and
that's just, I don't know, man. That guy gave me the straight up creeps and
he's
freaked me out.
It's the kind of quieter ones like what's his face? Can't remember the guy's name in Pulp Fiction.
The wolf.
The wolf, exactly. The cleaner guy.
Oh,
That's the guy you got to watch out
Just a
for.
little
It's not
bit,
the loud,
yeah.
obnoxious, Joe Exotic. It's the creepy, quiet guy that you've got to watch out for.
yeah. Something about him just ran my blood cold. But yeah,
I was a big fan of the music videos. I love how Joe Exotic, he could go from talking like this about some, tiger to singing like this, I saw a tiger.
I mean, except he didn't.
yeah. Those were never his voice,
That
right?
wasn't his real voice.
No.
I wanted that to be his real voice. I
No.
wanted that to be like the Ozzy Osbourne switch from one voice to another.
No. Apparently, so there's a band. We did a little deep dive on this on
Did
the
you?
stream
Uh-huh.
on Friday, but there is a band that is clear in saying that they wrote and sang the song There are a few where Joe's voice is mixed in, but it's pretty low.
Yeah.
The thing that sold me on it, and you've been around a lot of musicians, Brian.
Yeah.
For all the coverage that documentary got, right? All the footage of them just screwing around in good times and bad, on the bed, how many musicians do you think would be able to have that much footage of them where they're not dicking around on a guitar for at least half of it?
Right. Yes, exactly.
None of them.
Right.
None of them. They would all.
Like, he got one in the back, at his desk, and he would be playing it, or he'd be, strumming it while he's serving Walmart.
Anyone who has been
pizza.
friends with a musician, in a relationship with a musician, there is one thing that is a constant, and that is dicking around on the instrument constantly.
Yeah,
yes, for sure.
Yeah, it's I'm glad.
Next,
Brian...
you're going to tell me that he really didn't invent that lotion. That lotion that he was rubbing all over himself.
Yeah, or the pizza he got from
condoms.
Old Meat from the freaking Walmart. I could not believe that Walmart meat thing.
Yeah, here's another one. Yeah, the moment where the revelation of the pizza place that's part of why the pizza place was able to make money was because they were using the expired meat.
They're all sitting around enjoying it, having a great time with that pizza. It was that's in my top 5 from the thing. So this website.
Yeah, how about lady getting her arm ripped off
and then not going to work the next day?
Yeah, not
because
caring.
she didn't want the media to win.
Yeah,
right.
She did not care, dude. She was just like. In fact, if I could pick a character or a person from this thing, honestly, I don't want to spend time with any of them. That includes Baskin and her husband. I don't want to be around any of those people ever in any kind of social or real situation, except maybe the girl with her hand ripped off. Something about her is kind of badass and cool, and it seems like it doesn't matter where she's at. She's good. And
totally. Her and the former Walmart employee turned campaign manager. I feel like I could have a beer with that guy, and I bet he'd have some other stories.
Yeah, probably. Like she was just about the only sympathetic person I could find in this thing. But wow, man.
I did have a good conversation with a friend of mine who is a reality television show producer. And she was saying that there is something very, very, very shady about that hard copy guy.
The guy who talks like this, I used to do reality.
Well, that like he's got like this very kind of broadcastery sort of voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But I can tell you this: the most eager reality television show producer would be somebody who is there covering and shooting Joe Exotic and living in a hotel. Like, that's the most enthusiastic one. Yeah. I don't know any reality television producer that's going to be out there living on the compound, let alone also taking another side gig to produce his webcam shows and his social media.
Right.
Yeah, everything
there
about
is something going on there that we were not privy to. Right.
And the documentary it does a really good, I don't know if they're doing this on purpose or not, but I had that feeling watching that dude. I was like, this is more going on here than what they're saying or what he's willing to reveal or whatever. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it, except this is a minor thing, and it could be totally unrelated, but I noticed his teeth are shot to shit. And that's what happens when you do a lot of meth.
Well, the meth.
And those people were doing a lot of meth there. So it's entirely possible that Mr. Producer Man was dipping in the pile. I don't know. But there's something about him we don't know. Because it wasn't just simply, I'm a Hollywood entrepreneurial type who's here to make a great documentary. There's something else going on. Couldn't put my finger on it, but...
Well, and also, through at least my experiences of getting a reality television show greenlit, that doesn't happen while everybody is still in Wynnewood, Oklahoma.
No.
That happens, like, you're in LA for, like, 5 to 6 meetings minimum, and you're halfway there.
Yep.
Right? And then you have maybe a 20% chance of something getting bought and a 10% chance of it actually airing. Like, There's no way they portray it in that documentary like we were real close to getting this show sold, and it's like, no, you weren't.
No,
and you know you weren't.
No, but see, that's the subtext that you can get from it. It isn't like the documentary's hiding it. You just kind of see it on the face of it. Like the guy that owns the strip clubs, who's shady and turns out to be turning state's evidence against everybody because he's an informant. Like, there's so much more going on with him.
Guy.
Yeah. There's so
oh
much
my
more
God,
going
that
on with
slow
him.
motion on the jet ski is like, I don't know if there are funnier pieces of footage than that dude on his jet ski looking like the Grim Reaper.
Sunglasses.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. T-shirt and all,
so
man.
Funny.
I love when people wear a T-shirt on a jet ski. It's one of my favorite things.
It's always a good look.
Yeah.
It's always, and just the silly, like, the jet of water shooting up behind him. Just, I don't know, like it was a painting.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
All right, so if we're 90% sure that that Carol Baskin killed her husband and fed him to a tiger, what percentage sure are we that hard copy guy burned down the
burned down the evidence? Yeah, see, I don't know.
No, that was Joe.
Oh, you think it was Joe did it? Okay, and so
no, they have the footage of him going into his lawyer's office, and the lawyer, and he's saying like, it's like, so all this footage exists, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, Joe, you know that footage can't exist. You know what I'm saying here, Joe?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So we're 100% sure that Joe did it. I'm
100% sure that Joe did it. Yeah.
Yeah, he did it. Of course he did it. That's the other thing, and Justin said this when I was texting him, because you requested, you said, hey, as you're watching this, send me texts. And that was actually a fun communal thing to do during this horrible pandemic. And as I'm doing that, I would say, oh my gosh, they make mention of somebody bought a stolen Hummer from this dude.
Yeah.
And then they had footage of it. Like, that was the thing that blew my mind the most. How much, even despite all the stuff that got burned, how much footage they have of not recreations, not reenactments. The only real dramatization was him getting arrested. That was like the only thing that wasn't real footage. The rest of it was like, really? You have footage of this? Wait, the guy shooting himself by accident? You have, reaction in the room footage of this thing? Like, I couldn't believe they had this much stock. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
It wasn't just hearsay and talking heads. It was like actual shit. I couldn't believe it.
You can also definitely tell that there's a fairly... You don't get a great sense of the timeline because there's a lot of stories that I think kind of either are close together or aren't close together that are kind of portrayed in one sort of like downward spiral.
Yeah.
But what is funny is watching his country music videos on YouTube now and recognizing all the extras because there's nobody in any of those music videos that aren't interviewed in Tiger King. And so it's like, it's like, oh, the detective in the Here Kitty Kitty video is that lunkhead, a friend of the Vegas guy who, was or wasn't going to kill Carol Baskin.
Oh, right.
Alan, yes.
Which, by the way, I still don't know. That's one thing that I will criticize the documentary for. That jet ski.
Yeah, there it is. Check him out. It's pretty good.
Awesome. Thanks.
That
yeah.
But that dude, I still don't know exactly who sold out who. Like, it just seemed like as if a Mission Impossible plot were being written by total idiots.
Yeah.
Like, because there was like they kept having these interviews where it was like, well, and then he told me to do this, and then I did this because of that. And it's like, I don't know whether you're lying or you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who was trying to get over on who. Like, I have no idea.
I don't either. That guy, I think I told you, maybe I didn't, but I swear he looks like Daryl from The Walking Dead if he was like 20 years older, and sounds like him too. When you guys watch this, just try to not notice that. This guy apparently that Joe had paid to kill Carol and didn't.
Okay, the bald guy that, right.
Yeah,
right.
he looks like an old Daryl.
Old Daryl.
And also has the voice of Daryl, like just sounds like him. It's weird. It's freaking, if you think about it, it's freaking weird. But yeah, like that guy, is he in like jail now? Where's he? I heard today.
No, I guess he's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, the lunkhead's out. He avoided it because he turned state's evidence. Joe was really the only one who went down for now, right? There's that element of the documentary where they keep kind of suggesting that there's more to come for some of our other characters.
Like
but
Dawn.
Looking in at Bhagavan.
They got to get him, dude.
They got to get him.
Bhagavan, Doc Antle?
That
Doc
Bhagavan,
Antle,
Doc
yes.
Antle guy. I hate everything about anything to do with that guy. I don't want. He needs,
you feel like you step on his compound, you're going to need a tetanus shot or penicillin or something.
Something's weird there, like really weird. And
by the way,
yeah,
you know that he recruited none other than WWE superstar The Undertaker and his wife to do a video for him like 2 weeks ago.
Oh Lord!
Oh really?
Really? Really?
Yeah, just look up Undertaker Tiger video, and there is a video of The Undertaker out of character, obviously, and his wife, another former WWE performer, explaining the virtues of preserving the tiger population. But the foundation they're raising money for is indeed the Bhagavan.
Wow. Well, and then they have a clip of footage that I remember seeing. It was a visit from Jack Hanna to the Letterman show, and I always made sure to catch the Jack Hanna episodes. I loved those.
Oh, yeah.
Really funny stuff from all the way back in the late night days. And a more recent one before Dave retired, they always have Jack and then some handlers will bring the animals out.
Yeah.
And one of them in this documentary is that Doc Antle guy bringing a tiger or something out. And I just was like, I've seen that before. I've seen that guy. And who knew that all this was going on? Like, what a weird subculture. What a weird deep dive this was for my brain. And I'm, I don't hardly know what to make of it.
I mean, there's no other way to put it. It is just a bizarre, it's a bizarre subculture. But that documentary, oh my God, does it just get the goods? And the fact that everyone is always telling on themselves.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I love the most, is that there's that great moment where Doc Antle, they're asking him about the more culty kind of elements of this.
Yeah.
And he just has, number one, nobody blinks, by the way. I think
Nobody
Joe Exotic's
blinks.
the only person who blinks.
Yep.
And like the 4 times he does it, they are doozies.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like wide-eyed Doc Antle is like, I know what you're going. You're going to say that you have to be a cult. You have to be in a cult leader. Heard it, seen it, been in it 1,000 times. Like, and then it just cuts to Joe Exotic, and he's like, yeah, man, like he has his cult. I got my cult. Like, I like the way I run my cult more than I like his cult. Yeah. It's like, there's just nobody knows how to shut up. Everyone secretly hates each other. It is just so bizarre.
Yeah. And meanwhile, they're spending $3,000 a year per cat, keeping them fed, or per week, whatever it was. How much was it? It was so expensive. And these poor...
Yeah, no. $3,000 was the Joe Exotic price. That was off the meat truck. They could do it for $3,000.
Yeah.
Doc Antle was saying it's $10,000. And even then, the question is exactly how many does he keep? Is he killing adult tigers? Like, just
it's
insane.
It's the weirdest thing. I mean, I'll never be able to see a zoo tiger the same. Not because I assume, I'm not going to go down to our local Hogle Zoo here, which is a pretty rad zoo, and go, I bet these are all being run by weirdos. I don't mean that, but I'm just going to be reminded of this every time I see a tiger. My high school was Brighton High School, and our mascot was Bengal Tigers. I'm never going to be able to think of that the same. It's all changed. It's all jacked up now. Like, this documentary, I felt like any minute now, because of that Jeff Lowe guy, I thought any minute now we're going to find out about how the white tigers in Vegas are somehow involved in this. I was sure that was going to come up.
Oh, yeah. Siegfried and Roy embroiled in this whole scandal.
Yeah, I kept waiting. I was just waiting for it, and it never happened, so maybe that's good. But
Scott saw a tiger, and the tiger saw Scott.
Yeah, I don't... That song slaps, man. That's a good song.
Yeah. It's a good song. I hate to admit
it's actually
there's already a cover of it
tune.
out by... some country band that did it via Skype with all of their different members in quarantine.
Wow. No, I've been doing nothing but looking up I Saw a Tiger covers. I Saw a Tiger is an actual legitimately good pop song. It is I've been actually tormenting Ashley because all we do is look at each other. And I'll just like from across the apartment, I'll just go, Tell all the hunters, put down their guns. Which Ashley has, for whatever reason, whenever I say that, all she can think of is that he's saying, tell all the honeys.
Tell all the honeys?
Tell all the honeys, put down their guns.
Oh, my gosh. Now, okay, let me ask you this, because I've interviewed a guy who did all the editing for Storage Wars and what was the other show? Anyway, shows like that. And he says,
reality shows.
Yeah, he says, take it from me. From reality show point of view, all that stuff is made up and faked and dumb. I don't know. I'm not. This thing has too much substance to call it one of those, but it also has some fun, with the veneer of it all and those videos and stuff. It's obviously having a good time. Do you think that the shirtless meth guy, husband number one?
Yeah.
Do you think that they said to him, don't wear a shirt for our interview? Or do you think he was the one that insisted that he never wear a shirt no matter what he was doing?
No, I would take a wild guess and say that it was suggested by the people shooting him, and that it'd be more visually interesting. Yeah.
In all that archival footage, he's not wearing a shirt for most of it.
Yeah, he rarely wears a shirt. He's in that one country video where he's got the gun wearing a shirt, or at least a jacket, but he never wore a shirt. So maybe...
Yeah, I will say that, I mean, all right, so to put it in context of like a reality television show has a script.
Yeah.
Like, in this episode of Hogan Knows Best, Brooke gets a flat tire, and the brother is trying to be a DJ but isn't good at it, and Hulk is trying to bake clams and can't do it, right? And so you have an A plot, a B plot, a C plot. You shoot that. You have, you fake what you need to fake to get people into those situations, and then that's that. Maybe the flat tire is a bad example because that, deliberately creates a fake situation. But at the very least, it's like, oh, they try out a nanny or something like that. Like that's set, right? That's what they're going to go and shoot. In a documentary, it's slightly different in that what you tend to get more malicious editing in a doc, whereas in reality, you are faking everything that you need. But both are in service of a coherent narrative coming out of real people.
Yeah. That's how all these are, I would assume. I mean, you're not just filming a thing. Although once in a while, I'll get a documentary like that Jesus Camp. I remember thinking that was amazing because they never had a single commentator. They never had anybody being interviewed. They never had a narrator. It was just, let's just film this as it happens. And I remember thinking, oh, that's how I want my documentaries to be. But I don't think you can do that all the time. You gotta build structure and you gotta break it up too. You got 8 episodes. You gotta have a weird ending about Carol Baskin killing her husband. And you gotta
that's the thing is, I think there's been a lot of criticism for the ending of this, but mostly because it doesn't have a surprise.
Right.
Like that's the thing is like the show is kind of defined by its surprises, by you never really knowing who you should trust or who's good or who's bad, and then it kind of ends in the way that it's promised at the beginning, which is the Tiger King in his cage, and what we don't know is that he now has kind of like turned his own moral version of state's evidence and is now trying to help break up the ring of tiger selling.
I hope if that's the outcome, that'd be great. I did hear yesterday that all of the zoos, including Joe Exotics is still running, I guess.
Jeff Lowe runs it, and I don't think either I don't know if it's still called the Greater Wynnewood Zoo or the Tigers Park run by the Bhagavan. Both of them are not closed due to coronavirus.
No, of course not. But they're also like just
far worse things you could catch there.
there are ghost towns, is what I'm hearing. Is that just nobody's going? So
well, I mean, there's a plague happening, so I would imagine that it would probably hurt attendance.
It is funny though, because in a normal time, this would probably mean,
this would be a boom.
Oh, it'd be a huge boom.
Yeah, they would be just for the semi-ironic picture alone, right?
Totally.
People would be going.
being able to see, hey, I went to that place and here's me standing with Joe Exotic, or next to one of Joe Exotic's.
Oh yeah, they would be hitting. All those guys would be hitting pay dirt, except Joe's in jail. But they would all. This would all be a big windfall without this. It always reminds me of those Pawn Star guys, because they just are lucky enough to have been on the strip. Someone had an idea. They came to their pawn shop. They don't even go there anymore. They don't even spend time in there. They just lay in their money and then come back and film fake interactions with people with fake swords they found. Like, it's ridiculous, but that's what you'd end up with these zoo guys if it didn't happen during a pandemic.
Yeah,
exactly.
Although I think for the best, right? I think that morally this is better.
I
it's
agree.
better that they don't get to that they don't profiteer off this.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It's funny how timing works. Anyway, well, there's your rundown, everybody, of the great Tiger King documentary, 8-part series on Netflix now if you haven't seen it yet. And even if you thought a lot of this was telling you the whole story, I highly recommend watching it. It is a train wreck you cannot take your eyes off of. And you'll
Can I give you just one other thing?
Yeah.
Another thing we're watching right
Yeah,
now.
go
This is
ahead.
nowhere near as good as Tiger King.
Okay.
And I don't know whether or not I love or I hate this show. But have you guys seen The Crown?
Yeah. Season 1 and 2. I've not seen this new season.
So we're like halfway through season 1.
Yeah.
And there are moments where I don't know whether or not this is a comedy or not.
Really?
Like, there's an episode.
Yeah, okay.
There's an episode in the first season where the entire plot is that Queen Elizabeth has been kept dumb and she's upset about it. She's just like, I'm dumb and I'm really upset that I'm dumb. Mom, why did you make me dumb? And she's like, you didn't need to be smart. And she's like, well, shit. I guess I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Can I be a little smart? And they're like, sure, let's have a heartwarming tutor character come in and teach you, like, how to use dish towels or something.
Now,
Like, it's just the most ridiculous low stakes thing.
Do you think that's coming off as ridiculous because of right now while you're watching it when all our priorities are changing, or is it because do you think is it poorly done? Because I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because the more I watch it, the less there are like any redeeming character. The only likable character is the Queen, and the Queen is like, who's sympathetic to the Queen? She's the Queen.
Yeah.
She gets a responsibility-less job where her and her family live in the lap of luxury, and they're very upset about it. And I get it that not all that glitters is gold, and be careful what you wish for. You just might get it, blah, blah, blah. But in the stakes of a television show, it's hard to be like, oh man, she's really up to her eyeballs in it this time, that Queen. Like, she really, oh man, I wonder how she's going to maneuver her way out of this corner, especially when every other episode, every episode builds to this thing of like, oh, we need to do something. I don't know, but tradition dictates that we don't do anything. And half the time, tradition wins.
Yeah.
And it's like this heroic moment where they're like, banana, like the score is swelling, and it's like, I'll not do anything.
I mean, you're not wrong. They got to make a drama that's exciting about one of the most boring, pampered lifestyles ever known to man. So
I know it's just, but I don't know whether or not I love it or I hate it. I don't know whether or not the show loves or hates its characters.
The performances are great, though, right? Like across the board, they're pretty good.
They're good. I'm enjoying the way it's. I'm enjoying the way it's acted. It's just it swings between, like, every once in a while it's like, no, this is like serious prestige television.
Mm-hmm.
And then Winston Churchill's secretary gets hit by a bus. Like, and it's like what random soap opera is this?
That's a good point. I'm reassessing what I thought of season 1 and 2, but I think I liked them.
I still enjoyed it.
I think
and
I
season
liked them.
3. I thought Olivia Colman.
No. We're ripping through it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's still getting watched, but I have complicated feelings about The Crown.
Yeah, I understand. Well, all right then. There's 2 recommendations for you folks. See if you can stand the Crown and watch The Tiger King.
The Tiger King.
It has a subtitle, but no one ever says it. I always forget it. What is it? Murder, Mayhem, and Cats or something?
I'm never going to financially recover from any of this.
Yes.
That's the best. The best is the lady gets her arm ripped off. Joe Exotic apparently has time to go put on his EMS jacket.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
And then his first words are, "I am never going to financially recover from this."
Oh my gosh, what a weird. You have to see it. That's all we're saying.
Yeah.
All right, it's mandatory watching. All right. No, it was not a man who got his arm ripped off.
No, it is. It is.
Does she identify as male? Okay.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. I didn't know where to slide that in.
Well, I didn't. Where do you find that out? That wasn't in the documentary.
I heard about it on a podcast, so I wasn't even sure whether or not it was real. I just heard somebody get the pronoun to he, and I have meant to look into it. I have not looked into it, but apparently,
Okay.
I have heard of that before.
Well, Randy's in the chat shaming us because we didn't know because it didn't say anything.
Please.
How are we supposed to know?
Can we all understand? We're doing our best here. It's a plague.
And also,
please,
please, yeah.
please,
and also,
please, give us a little bit of a wide berth.
Also, no one told us. Now we know. We can move forward with that knowledge. All right. Hey, good to hear from you. I hope you're well and that you continue to stare at your wife. What's your? You got anything coming up this week you want people to know about?
Yeah, a couple of things. Number one, of course, after TMS on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I do a politics chat. So more in the vein of exactly what's happening now, coronavirus update, that kind of stuff. But also, you know, I know that there's a lot of folks who are working from home now. If you are blessed enough to still have a job, a lot of you guys are doing it from home. And a lot of times it's hard. And you guys know it's hard to sort of divide your day to go between work and life, especially when you're not used to working from home. So how about this, especially for everybody on the East Coast? Brian Brushwood and myself, we're going to make it easy for you. Because at 5 o'clock, whenever we can, East Coast time, so that's 2 o'clock Pacific time, we're going to have just a little hour happy hour stream on the Night Attack channel for as long as we can stick to it. But through all this situation where everybody's going through a lot of hard times, you want a good nexus point for community, head on over to twitch.tv/Night Attack. That is 5 p.m. on the East Coast, 2 p.m. on the West Coast. We'll be doing just a little hour, chopping it up.
Nice. I like that a lot. Check that out. And Justin, have a great week, man. I hope
yeah, man.
I don't know. Hope things continue to maybe we get good news soon. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hopefully things go away. But, all right. Brian?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thus endeth the podcast. We have a quick note here to remind folks that we are essentially beholden to your generosity and goodwill. For those out there who have stepped up lately and said, you know what, I know there's some who can't do the Patreon in these uncertain times, have stepped up and done more. And that is amazing because maybe they're in a position where they can. I just want to put out a huge thanks to those folks. I've seen a few people do it, and it's amazing. So thank you very much. It is our livelihood, and we appreciate anything you can do. For those who can't, we totally get it.
We've granted ourselves essential worker status, basically.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, in a way, we can't help it. So anyway, big thanks to everybody who supports us at patreon.com/TMS. This week, at any level, you'll be getting a live show. There's been some confusion about how the live show works. In fact, I'll do it right now. When we do the PM edition on Fridays, it's a little weird because we can't use Twitch because that goes out publicly. So to make it just private for the patrons, it's on the Patreon site. I put a embedded private YouTube link in there, and we stream it there. You can use YouTube comments while we're in there. It's a little bit screwy, but until Twitch has some sort of private method like they used to, we kind of have to go that way. Anyway, we do that over there. That episode is archived in both the video and then the audio version is put up on there as well. So all of it happens through the Patreon. If you have any questions about that, check it out at patreon.com/TMS. And that's at 3:30 Mountain when we record that, and you'll see a live link there. Okay. And you'll get notified, by the way. If you're a patron, you get an email saying, hey, there's a post. So
and a link too, right?
Yep, you get a link and a post and all of it. That's it for the show. Follow us on Twitter. All kinds of stuff to say during this weird time. Morning Stream, Scott Johnson, Coverville. And you can also send us your emails, themorningstream@gmail.com. Tell us how you're feeling, how you're doing. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, we should play a song. Do you have one?
Play a song. But first, real quick, tomorrow is April Fool's Day. I think we can all agree we're not in the mood.
No, not in the mood at all. Not in the mood.
You know, Blizzard do their thing. Think Geek do their thing. But
well, Think Geek's gone, so they don't exist anymore.
Oh, Think Geek doesn't exist. Well, crap. Why am I saving these coupons?
And then Blizzard, even, you know what? Blizzard, go ahead. That's fine.
Yep. Blizzard, do your thing.
Google is not doing theirs. They've said they're not doing it.
Yeah.
I would be happy if
and
nobody did it.
We're not doing anything, so you can rest assured a couple hours of normalcy from us.
Right.
Is what you're going to get.
That's what you're going to get. All right. Yeah, we're not. I have a cool Fletcher intro for April Fool's Day, but that's all I'm playing tomorrow. That's April Fool's Day, and it's not even a joke. It's just like him ripping on April Fools. So
yeah,
that's
so
that's
Think
all
Geek isn't around anymore. Seriously?
No, I mean they have some kiosk stores or something still from when GameStop bought them, but they don't have the website's gone.
I feel like I missed out on a great clearance sale from them. Yeah, they're interesting. So GameStop has, wow.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow.
GameStop bought them. So now it just
Oh,
it's a super bummer because GameStop's probably not long for this world, which means Think Geek is probably not long for this world. So
it's a bummer.
Sucks. Anyway.
All right. Well, shoot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for that, Scott.
There you go.
Anyway, how about a request? This one comes to us from Terry. Says, hey, Johnson and Ibbett. I feel like I should choose a date, so I chose one of my best friend's birthdays, but she'll never hear this, so feel free to play this request whenever.